Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rivals Assembled. Today we have a lot of information coming from the Art Vision video that came directly from the devs, including some new upcoming skins that we're going to see with the first looks at their concept art, as well as a ton of looks at either early concept art for heroes or some of their skins that already exist in the game, showing off some different paths that they maybe explored but ended up not committing to. I thought looking at all of these was super interesting, so let's go ahead and kick it off, probably with the biggest part of all of this being the new skins that are coming. One being a Season 3 skin likely for Moon Knight. This skin is most likely a Phoenix 5 skin for Moon Knight, which further confirms the fact that Phoenix is going to be that new hero in Season 3, and we will be getting a Phoenix 4 skin line. I think this is going to look great with a lot of these heroes. This is a really cool colorway for Moon Knight, being that white, red, and gold. Now, of course, as of right now, we don't know which concept they are going with, but all of it looks really cool in my opinion. Even his melee weapon and his Onks look good. So going off of that, we can pretty much say that the themes in Season 3 are going to be the fact that Null is going to invade. We'll get kind of that Null or Symbiote season skins for a lot of the heroes, and then we will also get the Phoenix 4 skins for them as well. Those will be two awesome skin lines, so I'm super stoked for these. As far as Season 2 goes, we did see some of the remaining skins here, one being the Hellfire Gala Thor. I like both versions of this. We're not sure which one we're getting once again, but I think it looks awesome. He's much more kind of like regal with this rune arm, as well as his hair down. With this concept art, we did also get this image from the devs, which thank you, I guess, for a Thor without any clothes on. And we also got the Ultron infected Iron Fist here. All of the Ultron skins I feel like have been really good this season. I really like all of them. And Iron Fist's 2 skins this season were incredible. I think he got some of the best ones. Then there were a ton of these concepts for unused versions of skins that we ended up getting in game. Some of them, I'm going to be honest, I like a lot more than the ones that we actually have in the game. I'm really interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are, and I would love to talk to the devs and just see like why they chose certain versions of him, or if there's ever a chance at us getting like another timeline, like different versions of currently existing skins. We'll start off with this Krakoa Rocket skin. It's featuring him with a more life vest look instead of the Hawaiian shirt. I personally like this version more. I know a lot of people like his hat and Hawaiian shirt, but I think this looks really cool with the sunglasses. We also have the Krakoa Jeff, who we were shown a couple different versions, one with these goggles on his head, and then ones with these like giant Gundam looking glasses. I like this one a lot. Then there's Cosmic Hella, who had this silver colorway that I think looks really cool. The gold one looks pretty good, but for some reason I'm just leaning towards the silver one. Maybe it's just recency bias. Then a lot of the vampire skins we were also shown having different versions, and I think a lot of these versions look better than what we have in game. For example, we have this Blood Soul Adam who had a few different versions here. I do like what we have in the game. I think it looks really cool, but once you see these, it's like, man, that hat looks absolutely insane. Or this mask in this version, it just looks really sweet with these black robes. Then there was the Blood Soldier Winter Soldier, who had a lot of different versions, explored some with an eye patch over his eye with the scar, others where he has this kind of hat on as well with some different ornaments, whether those were like feathers or spikes or just a symbol on it. I personally prefer this version with the hat. Blood Berserker Wolverine also had an exploration, some without any shirt on at all, kind of like different collars and jackets going on here. I don't feel too strongly about this one, to be honest with you. Then we have this Blood Edge Iron Man, which I think they should have never shown us. These look super cool. There's 2 different versions here, one being with this silver like gargoyle colorway, and it kind of looks like more of a crown, to be honest with you, and this other one that looks insane with these red glowing chains and skulls coming off of him. This one would have been incredible to get in the game. I love this skin. Honestly, now that I look at the other one with the gargoyles, I almost wonder if this could be a Null skin in the future, just because of that chest plate and kind of how it looks like the Null symbol to begin with. That'd be a cool kind of teaser that we're getting here. Speaking of Iron Man, there was also different versions shown of the 1872 Iron Man skin. It looks like they were exploring more of a kind of Western look for him instead of just that steampunk look. Right now, it's almost like he's like a steam engine train, but these versions make him take on more of that Western cowboy vibe, mixing it in with the steampunk vibes already. We saw a few different versions of a Scarlet Witch skin. I'm not sure. I think this is the Emporium Matron skin, but these versions don't really look that close to it, obviously. I really like the 2 on the right, one being that kind of white outfit. Maybe I'm just jealous of the white outfit that I don't have for Scarlet Witch, but then the one in the middle with these kind of like magic flames around her neck as a scarf, I think that looks really good, as well as that kind of like white platinum blonde hair. I'm a big fan of those costumes. Then there was the Lord of Asgard Thor skin, who had these two different versions. One who looks more like a gladiator direction here. That one's pretty cool, but this second one I like a lot. He's got this like blue and dark gray colorway. This looks terrifying compared to what we have in game. For some reason, he just looks so scary to me, and I love it. Looks like the punk skins also got a good amount of exploration here, especially the Squirrel Girl one. There were a ton of different variations of her with different colorways, as well as different like hairstyles. Even this crazy looking green one with these like fur bootlegging things on. I don't know what they're actually called. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of what we got in the game, so I'm kind of jealous of some of these. We saw a few different versions of Magik's punk skin as well, with different colors and kind of different effects here. Then there was a different outfit for her. I think the one they chose in game was awesome with the white hair and the skirt. I think they nailed that skin. But this is a cool one too, kind of the dark hair and crop top. It works, but I think the one they chose, like I said, has a lot more personality to it. Cloak and Dagger had a couple different versions of their Pimp and Swagger skin as well. I don't love that skin for them, so I think these versions are really cool. This one's a lot of fun with how Cloak looks. Alongside that, they actually also showed a version of Cloaker, Tyrone, that had legs that they were originally exploring. Here's a few different versions of the Loki Battle Pass skin we got. Again, I think that skin in game was really good, but these versions are really cool as well. They're really not that far off, just slightly different variations and kind of like his colorways and how his armor looks. And here are a couple of different versions of Squirrel Girl and some of her costumes. I don't feel super strongly about these. I think they all look pretty good, to be honest with you. Nothing really stands out as, wow, that's like a ton better or that's a ton worse. Hellfire Gala Black Widow had a ton of different versions. They explored versions of her with kind of more of a masquerade mask, similar to the one that Dagger has on in their current outfit. Again, I think they probably ended up with the better version of this. I like what is in game a lot, but it's really cool to see all of the different versions and time that the devs actually put in to what they are doing in the game. Speaking of that, we got to see a lot of concept art for the heroes before they were even added to the game. This showed what their exploration for their hero design actually looks like, where they end up having, different versions of what they could be. A great example of this is the Psylocke images, where you see kind of A, B, C, and D, where they're giving their own takes on the character of Psylocke while keeping kind of a similar theme throughout. There's even a version of her here where she has crossbows in her hand, which would have been a totally different direction for how her kit worked. We also saw different outfits for people like Star-Lord, who I think looks really cool in the concept art. Obviously, some of these outfits are totally different than the character we currently have in the game, but no matter who the character is, they did a ton of this. I mean, looking at Emma Frost, people were going to have strong opinions about this, but there was a few different versions of her, some with this kind of like long hair look with more attitude. I think a lot of people probably would have preferred that. I don't think too many are the biggest fans of the bob, to be honest. Some with a longer cloak on her back and just a different look for that armor and shoulder pads. And there's a different version of Hawkeye. We've seen a lot of versions of him that feature more of like the old man Hawkeye with the white hair. It seems like that was the original direction for Hawkeye in the game until they decided to tweak the design and go with the younger version. All in all, I think you get the idea. I would highly recommend going and watching this art vision video. It was one of my favorites that they've released so far. But outside of that, we only have like a month until this season is over, and that is going to kick off season 3 once again, likely that Phoenix and Null season. And then we're going to be getting a new hero every single month in Marvel Rivals, which is super exciting. But that is all for me today, guys. Kind of just a lot of yapping about cool stuff that we saw, but I will catch you later.